Hey, what's going on, fam? I'm in the studio and I'm about to get into some production because I need to. I got a lot of clients waiting on some tracks. So I'm going to be producing some reggaeton, Afro beats kind of vibes. I tend to like go pretty much towards pop or, basically anything that's going to be kind of modern. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to kind of jump in here live and give you guys the opportunity to join in, right? So you can ask any questions you got along the way. I'm just going to be kind of cooking up some stuff. You know what I mean? So I actually got a pack from my guy, Dude Clay, who's a loop maker, producer himself, and really dope. Actually, I think he's really dope. And he sent me this vibe, and I was like, whoa, this is dope. I'm going to cook something up. So I'm just going to kind of flip this shit a little bit. It seems like it's in A minor, but I almost feel like I want to take it down a little bit. And let's see how. Yeah, it says A minor here. So let's see what we can do to kind of flip this a little bit. I think we should transpose it down. Maybe go like 3 on this guy. So you got to be careful with stuff that has like a lot in it because you get a lot of artifacts. So I'm going to actually just keep it where it's at, which kind of sucks because I really like it there. But I also like try to find like the vocal range here. So yeah, it's kind of up there, which is cool. Maybe give it more energy. But yeah, I'm going to take this loop. I like this guy. I also like this guy up here with the flute. Yeah, pretty cool loop. I think it could get really tiring, so we'll flip it. We might actually even just like drop it down, bring it back up sort of thing. Maybe so for the intro, like for this, I think what I'll do is I'll bring this guy here and maybe even just kind of like mess it up a little bit more. Bring in some effects kind of stuff here. Sugar Bite's always cool, you know. I'll talk a little bit through this, guys, but for the most part, I'm just going to be kind of zoning out. So if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. And let me see here. Let's just try some weird shit. Watermelon break. Okay. Okay, just try to flip this a little bit, and then this one I'm actually gonna like kind of transpose down because I think it'd be cool. I'm gonna start here and then kind of drop into it coming up. Or even just trying, you know, this is like, production's all about experimentation, you guys. Like, if you can't experiment, you can't really produce, you know. If you just want to throw drums on something, like, this is going to be really boring. So I'm going to go in here and just like, maybe we'll do like Cable Guys, do like some halftime or something on it, just to see what we can, what it's going to sound like. Yeah, that's pretty damn smooth. I like that a lot. And then I might like just chop in here and just kind of see where I can flip this. Maybe, you know, reverse it. Try anything, you know. Try something to make this more interesting when we're coming to this part here, which could just be this last little bar here, this last little measure. Let's try that out. Okay, we got something, a little start, right? Like a little intro kind of vibe, and I just kind of massage as I go. But let's get some drums going on this motherfucker. How you guys doing? You guys having a good Monday? Everything good? I'm gonna go in here and find my find some samples here. I have to like move all this shit out of the way on Ecamm, man. It's everywhere. It's like all over the place. All right, let's grab some packs here. All right, so let's just pop down some stuff. I just want like some rhythms and shit. And I'm also going to kind of play off of what he's got here, which is kind of a cool little perk thing. It's kind of dark though. I want to make this a little bit brighter. You know, I don't want it to be like super mafioso. Like, I just feel like that's kind of, you know, it's cool, but I want to make something kind of more interesting texture on top. I don't want it to be all like dark and dready and yeah, gangster shit. I'd like to have some like, you know, reggaeton instead of like Afrobeaty kind of stuff. So that's what I'm gonna try and do. I'm gonna mute that for now, and let's just pop down like a very basic like reggaeton beat. You know what I mean? Crazy lag here. Let me see here. Let me get this guy going to low latency mode here. That shit's like play the drum and hear it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I always think it's cool in like reggaeton to layer the kick with like a hi-hat or something, or even the snare or the clap, you know what I mean? So like for this, I go like that and like literally layer a hi-hat in there. All right, another thing I love to do with my drums always is just kind of bus them all to the same bus. And that way I got kind of like the same sound, you know what I mean? And I can compress them together and all that good stuff. Just make a little drum bus. And then I can throw kind of like different, you know, compression and stuff on this shit. This always helps. I always like RVox actually, which is kind of funny, but I like RVox on this shit. Let me see here. RVox like gives like a fatness to the drums. And you would think you would use it on vocals only, right? I always think it's funny when people only use plugins like for what they're meant to be used for. Like, yeah, well, that's a vocal compressor, man. Like, nah, it's a whatever you want to make of it compressor. All right, so for some reason it only sent like probably one of the drums there. Let me grab all these guys. Let's try this again. Bus one, drum bus. Come on. There we go. It's also really cool to use this gate on the drums, so like it has like a pulsating kind of effect. I've done that before with the gate. Just smash the crap out of the vocal or the drums, and then just like have like a minimum threshold, so when the drums aren't hitting, it like it like takes it out, makes it silent. That kind of helps a groove happen. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's a vibe, you know, it's a vibe. And then another thing I love on the drum bus, like one of my favorite things ever, is the Plugin Alliance. This bad boy here. Let me find it. I always forget the name of all these plugins, man. There's so many fucking plugins, bro. All right, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Twim Tube. This thing's sick. Cool, love it. Okay, so very simple, you know, basic little reggaeton kind of vibe. And instead of like the actual, you know, boom, I forget what that drum's called. Instead of the boo, ba doo, ba boo, you know, I'm just using a snare kind of resonating. Just give it a little fresh stance on reggaeton, you know what I'm saying? And then duplicate that out. Got a little bit of something, and then I can start programming some hi-hats and stuff. But before that, I really want this guitar to kind of shine a little bit more, and just kind of compress it a little bit more. Hold it in place, get it up to the level of where the drums are at. You know, I might even like throw a little bit of reverb on there. You know, that kind of vibe. Just kind of make it sound cool, make it sound, you know, good. So I'm going to use Excellent. Yeah, the retro color has some really cool drive features. Like, I love this distortion, dude. This shit is amazing. So, like, a lot of times I don't even use any of this shit, right? Like, you could do a little bit of wobble, you know, if you want to, like, make it a little more fluttered, wowed, you know, give it that sample kind of vibe. But damn, dude, like, I love the filters and I love this distortion, and I just use the crap out of it. And then the tone and the width stuff, this is cool too. really, really basic. Just kind of tuck the guitar back, give it some vibe, help it kind of lock in a little bit better. And then, yeah, just trying to make this a reggaeton track rather than, you know, like a trap beat. Because, like, this could easily be a trap beat. You know, just change the drums. What up, Tuck? How you doing, man? Philip, how you doing, man? Got the homies in here. That's what's up. Happy Monday, guys. So, yeah, there's just, like, basic stuff I want to put down always. And then I just kind of, like, start tweaking from there. But let's see what it sounds like with this guy back in. And we might even just use, like, chop this guy up a little bit to make it just a little more reggaeton, which is just meaning, like, where it's landing, you know, 1 and 2 and, you know, like on the ands. So it's just all about that shit. So see, this is going cut, cut, you know, like we need to have that going like dun, cut, cut, you know. And it's always cool to like just compress the hell out of something and just see what it does, you know what I mean? Like I just love compression. Compression is like everything for me. You know, then you start getting like, oh, what's it doing rhythmically? Would it be cool to complement the snare drum instead? You know, with the k. You know, I just try to think about the rhythms and how it feels. The fun thing about that is you can kind of like shorten those sounds so it's not so, you know, ringing out like that, which I always think is cool to kind of like switch up the groove a little bit, you know. So we'll just kind of tighten this up on the actual beat here because it looks like his shit's pretty swung, which is fine. But then you can like take this guy and just chop him, you know, like so he's shorter. And this is how you get a little more groove out of stuff, you know, just kind of gives you different vibes and shit. Just kind of makes things kind of bounce a little bit different, you know what I mean? For me. Like just like wow, that like gives it such a different feel, you know? It just makes it sound so much cooler. And it just kind of pockets it way different. Like just cuz all you did was just shorten the sample, you know? Instead of like letting something ring out, you know, in drums. Like think about like how you can kind of make things bounce a little bit better. And then let's try this like so it's really more of like a you know, 2-bar loop sort of thing. And then in Logic I always do this, you know, just consolidate it, make a new thing so it's easy to move around and shit, and get rid of that guy, and then just bam, you know. So yeah, now I'm going to like kind of make sure the snare is doing exactly what this is doing on the pickup here. So it's going da, da, dit, you know what I mean? So just kind of match this up. now let's start getting a little bit of a hi-hat pattern going. I think that'd be fun. Okay, so now I want to get like that like synth bass that you know, like every reggaeton track has. You know, I won't use an 808 in this. I definitely want to use something you know, synth bassy. So probably like a analog, like Moog, mini Moog kind of vibe. Always gonna get that reggaeton vibe with the mini Moog. Gotta go to like the synth bass, or you know, there's a bass in here that's literally So easy to use, so good. A bass you'll use. Yeah, this is a good one. And then typically I just kind of like maybe mess around with the ADSR so I can let it kind of decay a little bit. Just kind of like tone this in a little bit more. So that's pretty cool. And then I probably want to just like give this a good little compression on it as well. Just something to kind of hold it in place. Doesn't need to be anything crazy, nothing special. You know, CLA 2A is fine. Now I just want to listen for the actual progression, which, you know, you're going to find all that stuff in the loop usually. So just listen to this. Boom, boom, bong. Now I want to give this like some texture. I want this to kind of poke a little bit, which is, you know, pretty basic. You just need something that's going to saturate a little bit. You know what I mean? I love Double Lock Deluxe. Both really dope. I think it'd be cool to have like another bass that's doing like more of like a, you know, that like wide fucking bass that's just kind of like a bass pad. I think that would be really cool. So we'll just call this bass Moog, and then we'll duplicate it, and then we'll do kind of like a padded like synth bass, which is going to be, you know, just something I do because that's kind of my style. I want to mess with it and just like do my own thing on it. But let me see here. I think probably like Spire. I got some cool bass, like really cool bass sounds in here. This like retro synthwave kind of stuff, retro future. This has maybe some cool bass sounds in here that I think would be really dope. Just kind of gives me like my own sound rather than just chasing like exact reggaeton. I really kind of get tired of just hearing the same beat over and over, so I'm just trying to do something that would like give it, you know, something that I would do, you know, that'd be different than what another reggaeton producer would do. So I'm gonna widen it out a little bit as well, because I think like we just want to go really wide with this shit. I think it'd be really fun. There's a cool plugin by Baby Audio called the magic switch. This thing's sick for just like widening basses out. So same thing here. I just kind of want to change the pocket a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just chop these guys and just make them sound different. You know, like give it a different kind of rhythm, and then like swing them off like ahead and behind the beat. I mean, this is kind of the stuff that like makes a track like have feel and like swing to it. You know what I mean? Like it's the tedious shit that you have to like go in and like do the work. You know what I mean? But it makes all the difference. Like this is the stuff people don't do. They just like quantize, put it on the grid, and fucking swing it. Yeah, okay. You know, it's like you got to do shit that's gonna make shit cool. Like don't get lazy with your production. You know? Like think about it like this: anything reggaeton, hip hop, trap music, R&B. Even rock and roll and shit, it's just all rhythm based. So if your rhythms aren't like standing out and there's nothing cool about them, no swag, no swing, no feel, your shit's just gonna sound like everybody else. That's the facts. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm actually going to take these hi-hats and just kind of like make them a little bit, you know, chorusy and fucking, you know, weird. I don't know. I'm just gonna mess around with them. So this spaced out plugin is really cool. I've been fucking with this like crazy. So dope by Baby Audio, and there's some like cool presets in here like snare reverb, perk, spice. You know, let's just check some stuff out. Now you got like this like other rhythm going, you know what I mean? Which is really fucking cool. And then I can also take it and kind of mess around with it with like some delays and stuff. So Echo Boy is really cool for this. Just kind of give it some bounce, you know, give it something that's going to go. And like maybe I'll do like a quarter note dotted with like an eighth note on the left, you know, left right sort of thing. Like that's the super classic kind of, you know, like a galloping kind of vibe. So I think there's probably even a preset for it. It's pretty classic. Yeah, we'll do an Echoplex, and then you can do like stereo. Here, let's go like this. Turn this shit on so it goes locks into 97. And then what you can do is, why is this not showing me stereo? Yeah, here we go, dual echo. So dual echo this, and then you can go into note and go like, okay, let's do quarter note dotted on this side, right? And then let's do an eighth note on this side, and then we can have sort of echo 1 and echo 2 kind of different, you know, different feels on different sides, which is really cool. And then let's cut out some lows, let's cut out some highs, and just check this out, and we'll see if we can saturate it, all that stuff. Like that shit's so dope, right? Like it's just like movement and vibe going on in this part, and it makes it different with that big fucking padded out bass. And then we could even go in and you know, make this its own part, like a pre-chorus or something, where you have the snare and everything just kind of gets really, really filtered out. Even the guitar. Even try dropping the intro vibe we had here. Try dropping this over here and just see if that would be a cool kind of vibe, you know? this feels like the chorus to me, right? Like, so I want to maybe have, you know, some horns or something come in, but for now, like, I would just take this idea, what we have here, duplicate it and stuff, and just kind of start to arrange the pieces, and then yeah, come up with some like cool little dropouts and stutters, and then, you know, different drum programming and shit. But I like the chorus to come in with that like straight hi-hat, the straight eighth note kind of shit. It just feels like a little more modern to me. Fuego, thanks, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate anybody like showing love on here, man. Like, it's not always easy to come on and produce live, right? Like, because typically my production process is just like different with every track, and different with every genre I produce, and mixing and all that stuff. I just kind of have a different approach for everything. I'm not trying to make every beat the same or do cookie cutter shit. It bores me to death. So here's what we got so far, and I am going to throw something on the master bus just to give it kind of like a vibe here. Heat wave. Let me see. Indie pop. Pardon me. Yeah, let's just throw this guy up. This might be a pretty heavy master bus. Yeah, it's super heavy. Just got crazy shit on here. All right, so we're going to take one of these Dyne ones off of it here, because we don't need... That one's on parallel mode. We'll take that guy, and we will get rid of this guy, because this guy is... Actually, this should be good. I've got level on here. So I do like over-sampling like crazy on this stuff, because I was making a bounce for my latest record that I'm dropping. So I just have to kind of change these to not be so intensely oversampled. Like, you got 4 times high on this. We'll just go like, yeah, 1 time high or 2 times high, and then offline we'll do 4 times ultra. So let's check this out and see where we're at. And there's probably some gain problems here, I'd imagine. I got standard clip. I got Dyne Audio pushing some shit. Got limitless. I'll just back off this. And I think that should be good. We won't make up any gain there, because this is going to be all fucked up with gain, but we'll check it out. So that's about it right there. That's that's a beat. I just like literally pop that out and go brrrr, and mess around, tweak some stuff, and then mix it, master it. I wouldn't just like throw a chain on it like this. This is just throwing a chain on it. I tweak this stuff. I think this could definitely be tweaked quite a bit. And I actually did a plugin of the week on this plugin, and I really, really fuck with it. I think it's really dope. And the weighting and all this stuff is really cool. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of, reggaeton, Afro beats kind of vibe. This one's actually pretty dark, I think, mainly because of the sample. It's just like a dark sample, like in minor, an A minor key and stuff. But I'd arrange this out and I'd start, writing to it, or have someone write to it that's, fluent in Spanish and stuff. And I think it'd be really, really dope. But that's it, guys. You guys have any questions or anything, let me know. I'm happy to answer any questions. I think there's a lot of tweaking, obviously, that I would want to do on this track. This isn't how I would just like finish out a beat, but sometimes to start writing on something, this would be a good way to kind of get things started. You have a writer in the room, you want to cook up like maybe 5-10 of these, and like what their vibe is. Cook up like 5 or 10 of these ideas before they get there to the studio. And then you can always just like mute parts and stuff, right? So like if they're like, oh, I'm not really feeling that or that, you just like, okay, mute that out, replace it, play some keys in, maybe grab like a horn, trumpet sample kind of vibe. Just get in there and just do whatever you want to do to kind of make it your own. And it's usually more fun, like, not just sending out like beat packs, but having artists through and just like working on stuff together, like that's how I prefer to produce and work with people on records, unless I'm mixing, because mixing for me is just a very personal, like, it's like painting, you're not like, yeah, come paint with me, bro. Like, tell me what to paint, but production, like when you're producing with a writer or an artist, because like this is a reggaeton, I'm not going to get on this, this is not my vibe, this is not my genre for like singing. I'm not going to go rap on this, but the artist that would come in would be, speak a little Spanish, have like a reggaeton vibe to it, and we'd come together and like work on stuff, so that he could be like, yo, it'd be dope as if we dropped this out and we dropped that out and we did like a big, wide thing, or hey, let's re-record some acoustic guitar. I got acoustic guitars here. I just like pop them in and play some acoustic guitar. Maybe just rhythm stuff, stuff like that. And just kind of like mess around with the track, because you want to be able to arrange on the fly. You want to be able to go like, okay, this is too long. Like the artist might say, hey man, I don't want this to go for that long up front. I'd rather just kind of give an idea to the chorus and then drop out. Like, for example, take that out, and now you have this, so that, if the artist is feeling a certain way, you don't need to like go, oh, here's the beat, now go edit the beat. I mean, you got the session right here and you're working with them. So it takes 2 seconds, right? And now you have like an intro going into a chorus kind of tease going into a verse, you know what I mean? So that's really important. Right, so it's pretty fast. Like this is pretty fast, you know, like you might even slow it down, but you know, fast is cool, it's modern. When you produce an actual artist, you connect. Absolutely. That's 100%. And you also just like get to bounce ideas off each other. I think that's really important. But appreciate you guys coming through. And I'm always going to be doing like these little lives, mixing, production, all sorts of stuff. I have a record coming out as well, you guys. And that's going to come out October 1st. So it's called The After All. And it's kind of like a synthwave, retro wave kind of vibe. So if you haven't already, go pre-save it. I think you'll really dig it. You know, I spent a lot of time on it. I think it's a dope track. And kind of got like that weekend vibe kind of, I mean, for lack of better explanation to the general public. You know what I mean? But hope you guys have a good Monday night. And go make some music. Peace.